Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Healing Step Studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to share some wonderful insights on personal growth and healing. Let's dive right in and explore these steps together. There are times when connection doesn't feel the way it used to. Not because you've changed as a person and not because you don't care about people anymore, but because something in your system feels full, conversations take more effort, responding feels delayed. Even small interactions can feel like they require more from you than usual. And when that happens, it's easy to assume, maybe I'm becoming distant. But often that's not what's happening. Your ability to connect is not fixed. It changes depending on what your mind and body are carrying. There are seasons where you feel open, present, and engaged. And there are seasons where your internal world is processing more than usual. More thoughts, more decisions, more emotional input. And when that internal load increases, your capacity for interaction can temporarily decrease. Not because you don't value connection, but because your system is managing more behind the scenes. A lot of what drains us isn't always visible. It's not just what you're doing, it's what you're holding mentally, things you're thinking through, things you haven't fully processed yet, things your mind keeps returning to, even when you're trying to rest. This kind of mental load doesn't always announce itself clearly, but it uses energy. And when that energy is being used internally, there's less available for external interaction. The nervous system is constantly adjusting based on how much input it's handling. When there's a lot going on internally, it begins to regulate outward activity. It may slow you down, reduce how much you engage, create small pauses between you and interaction, not as a form of withdrawal, but as a way to protect your remaining energy. And this can look like taking longer to respond, needing more quiet time, feeling less available for conversation. From the outside, it might look like distance, but internally, it's regulation. One of the hardest parts of this experience is how easily it gets misunderstood. You might tell yourself, I should be more responsive. I shouldn't feel this way. I'm pulling away from people. But the truth is, your system may simply be asking for something very reasonable. A pause, a moment to reset, a little less input. When we label this as avoidance, we create pressure. When we understand it as capacity, we create space. Here's something many people don't realize. You can care deeply about people and still not have the energy to engage with them at the same level all the time. Connection requires energy. And when your internal world is already active, your system may naturally scale back how much it gives outwardly. That's not disconnection. That's your body maintaining balance. Instead of trying to push yourself back into full engagement immediately, it can help to meet yourself where you are. That might look like responding a little later instead of immediately, choosing shorter interactions instead of longer ones, allowing yourself quiet moments without guilt. These small adjustments give your nervous system room to settle. And as it settles, your natural capacity for connection begins to return. Today, you might try noticing your energy before you engage. Before responding to a message or entering a conversation, pause briefly and ask yourself, how much capacity do I have right now? Not to judge yourself, but simply to understand where you are. That awareness alone can change how you relate to your energy. You're not avoiding people. You're adjusting to what your mind and body are holding right now. And that capacity can shift. With rest, with space, and with time, your ability to connect will feel lighter again. I'm curious about this. Have you ever noticed a time when you wanted to connect but didn't quite have the energy to follow through? You can share your experience in the comments. If you enjoy conversations like this around emotional health and the nervous system, subscribe to Healing Steps Studio. This space is for understanding the quiet experiences many people carry but don't always talk about.